get me turned up.
This is Drinks and Reviews, episode number 3. I'm your host, Lirio, along with my friends, Nelson. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up?
And Goodell. What's up, man?
What's up?
And Mr. Oz. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
All right. So, big movie that came out this weekend was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. I'll go ahead and start off the review. So I just left the theaters, actually, and went to see it. And let me first say that I actually enjoyed the movie. I actually enjoyed it much more than the latest X-Men movie. I didn't fall asleep, so that's a good thing. With that being said, you know, going into this movie, I enjoyed the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And we know that the first one was a Michael Bay movie, same as this one. And the one thing I like about Michael Bay is he knows how to blow shit up, and I enjoyed the whole scene with the garbage truck, you know, the Turtles truck or whatever.
The chase.
I thought that was really cool. The what do they call it? The turtle trash vehicle or whatever.
The Tortuga machine.
Yeah, I thought
Tortuga Brothers, yeah.
that was really cool, man. The one thing about this movie, though, that I actually enjoyed a lot, though, is there was a lot of moments in this movie that I felt like a kid. And what I mean by that is, like, I was geeking out. Like, because I remember the Turtles, you know, the cartoons, the 80s. One thing I did like is, in Marvel, you know, Marvel, and I'm not comparing this movie to a Marvel movie or anything like that, but what I'm trying to say here is, my issue with the previous Marvel movie, the X-Men movie, was how Apocalypse didn't look anything like the counterpart in the comic book or whatever. The one thing I liked about this movie is, like, you know, you look at Rocksteady and Bebop. I thought they were great, man. I thought they were funny. They look like the comic book. Krang, to me, you know, he doesn't have the pale skin or anything like that, but that's okay. I thought he looked awesome, dude. The whole scene at the end with him swinging his arms, I thought that was pretty badass, dude. And there was a moment when I was, because I took my daughter with me, and there was a moment where I was actually geeking out, and I turned to my daughter and I told her, just like the comic book, just like the TV show, you know, when I was a kid. I enjoyed it, man. I thought it was a great movie. Action was top notch. The actors that played, like I said, Rocksteady and Bebop, I thought they were pretty good. I enjoyed Krang a lot. Shredder, I thought he looked really cool. Now, I did have a question, guys. So they had the what is that big ship called, man? A Technodrome. I couldn't catch what other characters were in the Technodrome. So Goodell, you did catch those. I know Shredder went in there and stuff. So that was interesting. I don't know if that was one of the Easter eggs or not. But overall, though, I enjoyed the movie. I liked it a lot, and I think my final score for this movie was actually a 9 out of 10, just because I enjoyed it. I didn't get bored. I think from start to end, it was a really fun movie. What did you think, Nelson?
No, I really enjoyed it. I think one of the Easter eggs I caught was the Transformer Bumblebee or whatever, when he was in the parade or whatever, and that guy transformed or whatever. That was pretty cool. Honestly, that was like the only one that I caught in the film. But I enjoyed it, like, thoroughly, and I kind of, like, didn't want to miss anything. You know, I wanted to see what else was going on. But the action was top notch. It's Michael Bay, bro. He you know, that's what he does. It was filmed very well, like, even down to the turtles themselves, as far as like their skin when they're, like, sweating, you could see that, dude, like, really detailed.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Bebop and Rocksteady. I wish Casey Jones would have had a little bit more of a, I don't know. He had his part in the movie, obviously, you know, fighting Bebop and Rocksteady, but I don't know. I feel like there was something missing that I still enjoy from the original, from the first movie. With Casey Jones, but other than that, everything flowed pretty well. I wasn't bored, you know. If you know, it was a pretty good movie. I enjoyed everything. Yeah, I don't know. I'll go with your score, 9. Do it a solid 9.
Nice. What did you think, Adele?
I agree with you 100%, Illyria, on the whole. It was really like a blast from the past for me, because I think like the first movie that ever came out was more comic book based, and if you were a fan of the cartoons, you really didn't understand like the whole origin or where they were going with the very first movie. And I'm talking about back, in the 90s. This one was like a little bit more truer to the cartoon, where I what we were used to watching every Saturday morning. We had the Technodrome, we had Krang, we had Rocksteady and Bebop. No movie has had Rocksteady and Bebop, and not only just Rocksteady and Bebop, they didn't make them like really tough, where like they were like bad guys. They were the comic relief, just like in the cartoon.
Yeah.
There's just two idiots that
Exactly.
they were just like always getting their asses kicked by the turtles, but they were just enjoying. It was fun to watch.
Yeah.
The relationship between Shredder and Krang, the whole premise was Shredder was getting all this technology from Krang to be able to take over the Earth, and I just like the fact that they had that partnership going. Krang was pretty cool. I loved his suit, and it's true. Like his suit was maneuvering, his suit was changing different. Even my sister was with me, and she's like, "Oh wow, he's actually changing weapons like in the cartoon."
Right.
In the cartoon, he has the spinning hands. He's got the wings. He's got the different body. I was like, "Wow, man, they really, really hit it." The Technodrome. When I saw the eye, with the eyeballs ready to shoot, I was like, "Oh my god!" I couldn't believe it. It was awesome. The Easter eggs that I was talking. I was hoping to see if there's any other Easter eggs you guys were gonna catch. Only because the ones Nelson mentioned was Bumblebee, and then I don't know if you guys in the bar scene, the Vanilla Ice was singing in the back.
Yeah.
And but Shredder. I really think this movie compared to the 2014 one, they actually were closer to costume designs to the turtles, like the whole to the cartoons. Like Shredder's suit looked awesome. Like I said, Krang was good. Rocksteady and Bebop, they were like really. Though my biggest pet peeve was the one that really killed me was Casey Jones. That was like telling me I was thinking with Nelson. Casey Jones was like a really funny character in the cartoons, where as far as like he was just so kind of like crazy, and he had like that dirty Harry type of like demeanor that he was just like he wants to just blow shit up and just beat everybody up. And this guy was just like he wasn't really that he was just kind of like he said he had anger issues, but like you really didn't see it in the movie.
Yeah, you didn't see it.
You really didn't see like what Casey Jones, even in the first movie came out, Casey Jones. He beat the shit out of a lot of people, and this one was like, it wasn't. That was the only thing I wasn't really impressed with the Casey Jones part of it. And Stephen Amell's a pretty good actor.
Yeah.
He did really well for Arrow. I thought they were going to show more of his like fighting abilities in this movie. Baxter Stockman, finally, just to see Baxter Stockman on there and see what hopefully the next film they're going to mutate him too. Or I was hoping to see Mausers on this one too, because I saw when he was like developing robotics and stuff. I was like, oh, that'd be awesome if they show Mausers. And but I enjoyed it. It really was nostalgic for me. It was like I was like watching the live action of the cartoon finally. Especially with Krang and everything like this. I liked it. I'm giving it an 8.5, really strong 8.5, only because the only part that really killed it for me was Casey Jones. Like that really was. Oh, also, and then the way they became Rocksteady and Bebop. They were saying like they got mutated because that was their animal spirit or whatever. I thought that kind of killed it for me.
Hey,
they needed an anchor to make them those animals.
They should have brought the animals in, and mutate them.
A real rhino, bro. Hey, a few other items I wanted to add is the one thing that I think was really cool too is, well, before I tell you this, like I'm not really a huge fan of the guy that plays the actor that plays Baxter. What's his name, man? I can't think of his name.
Tyler Perry.
Yeah, he has his own production company and all that too.
Even though I'm not a huge fan of this guy's work, but I thought he actually did pretty good.
He did a good job.
He killed it as Baxter Stockman. He really did.
Yeah. So so I was like, okay, because the first time I saw him on the screen, I was like, ah. And I was like, you know what, let me just see how he does. And at the end of the movie, I was like, you know what, he was actually pretty good. Another thing I wanted to point out too is like, you know, when you go into a movie like this, you got talking turtles. You know how it was with the cartoons. There's a lot of cheesy parts in the movie. Like, here's a prime example, but to me it didn't really bother me because, you're looking at a movie about talking turtles, first of all. So, like, you remember in the scene where I think they're in the water in Brazil, and they're flowing down, and they're trying to get that piece of artifact or whatever.
Yeah.
Rocksteady and Bebop, and next thing you know, you see the tank come out of the water.
Yeah.
Dude, I was not the only one in my row, and we're like, where the hell did that shit come from?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a movie, bro.
But you know what? With that being said, I'm not knocking the movie because it was just, it was that initial reaction. But at the end of the day, it's like it was a fun ass movie, man. I enjoyed it. Another funny part I was like, it can't happen in real life. Remember, who was it that was trying to land the plane right before that scene when they were going down the water?
Donatello.
The
Donatello.
all broken up and stuff.
Yeah.
Dude,
Donatello.
in real life, that shit ain't gonna go down like that, bro.
Yeah.
But like, overall though, I enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed it more than the first one for sure.
Definitely.
And I thought I thought Megan Fox, as always, she's hot as heck, man, and I think she did pretty good in this movie as well. But all the actors, man, and I think my favorite
wasn't the police chief or whoever she wasn't that the original April O'Neil from the original movie?
No,
that was the last movie, right?
Yeah, it was still Megan.
No, she wasn't April O'Neil in any of the movies.
Yeah. No, but April O'Neil, the original one, was supposed to be in this movie or the last movie.
She was supposed to be in the last movie, but I don't think she was in that one either, though. Unless they cut her scene, I don't know.
That's what I was thinking because I was waiting for it.
You know what else I wanted?
Yeah, she was supposed to do a cameo in 2014.
You know what else I wanted to notate too, Nelson? And I know you're a big music person. I enjoyed the score to this movie, man. I enjoyed whenever the action was going on, the Turtles theme. I thought that was really nice, man.
Yeah,
I enjoy a good score when you see action on the screen. So yeah, it was really nice. But the action again was top notch. At the ending scene when you see Krang fighting the Turtles and like you said, Goodell, the pieces coming to him, all the different stuff, dude. I was literally geeking out, dude. It was freaking awesome.
Hey,
yeah, because that's like dead on to even the video games and stuff like that. I was like, what the hell,
dude? That whole scene though, is just freaking eye candy, dude. It's just awesome, dude. It was so much fun, man.
I was right though. She was supposed to appear in this movie, but they cut her part in the movie.
I figured.
Yeah.
What I also liked about is that the Foot Clan actually looked more like the Foot Clan in this one, and not the first one looked like terrorists
with the face masks. The face masks.
Yeah. But they actually look like the Foot Clan in this one, and I mean, like I said, I enjoyed the whole thing. Shredder, I really think Shredder they did a good job with Shredder. He wasn't like I mean, the whole thing. They did such a great job to the 1987 cartoons, and that's what when I was looking at that. I kind of wish that was the type of movie they had in the first one, because that would have related to it more when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Because I didn't read the comics until later on, and I was always you're always expecting the storyline you see from the cartoons, and this one was more dead on. I was like, wow, okay. Even at the end they even played the theme song, and I just sat there and watched it just to listen to the theme song.
The funny thing is, the movie has a lot of characters in it, and it didn't feel overstuffed.
Exactly. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because it has Krang, it has Shredder, it has Bebop Rocksteady, it has Casey Jones, and it doesn't feel overstuffed. It just felt like good pacing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was like a big, like a long episode.
Yeah, and you know what too though? It's like I took my daughter with me to see this movie, and it's really cool, man. One, I'm geeking out because I'm seeing all this stuff live action, like the cartoons when I was a kid, right? Dude, and there was many parts in this movie that my daughter turned around to me and she said, "Dad, that was awesome." And I'm gonna give you a prime example. When Michelangelo took over the attachments on the garbage truck, the what do you call it, nunchucks. Dude, after he did that, you know, to hit the overpass, my daughter, that's awesome.
I like his scene. There was two scenes I liked from him. The basketball game scene, which is in the beginning of the movie, where he drops the pizza. Yeah. And he's like, what? And the guy's like, what is this?
Yeah.
And when he's trying to understand Raphael, because Raphael got pissed at Leonardo because, you know, of the ooze, and he's trying to understand what Raphael's plan is, and he's like, so what are you trying to say? You know, like, he didn't understand what the hell he was talking about.
He's like, yeah. And he kept on saying, like, all right, so are we going somewhere? Are we leaving? Are we going? Yo, but that was another thing that kind of bothered me, too, about the mutagen, like, them trying to turn themselves into humans. And I was like, come on, man.
Dude, I'm glad you brought that up, because when that scene was playing and he was like, he wanted to become human or whatever, they wanted to get the ooze, I said to myself, I hope they do not go that route, dude, because I'm going to be upset as heck, man.
No, but it just gives premise for the movie, or, you know, for the movie.
Yeah, but when I saw him throw away through the ooze and it breaks through the wall, I was so happy, dude. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it goes with what the movie's about, Out of the Shadows. You know, like they want to be out and about as opposed to being underground, picking their nose, waiting for something to do. You know, so that,
right.
I would trust me. I had that little thing at the back of my mind too, like, don't go this route. Don't go this route. And I think when they go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, when he broke the ooze in the wall, I was like, all right, cool. You know
what's funny, guys?
Carry on.
I was thinking the same thing. Nelson, you were thinking the same thing, and then Goodell was thinking the same thing, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah. No, it was in the back of my mind.
But I think the one scenes that I don't know if you guys remember it. I think with Casey Jones, besides him fighting Roxanne and Bebop, is when they set him up to go against Splinter. He's like, hey, don't move. There's a big rat over there. And he's like, oh, man, you should go get him. You know?
Yeah. It was well written.
That part was funny.
It was well written, dude. Like,
but you know what gets me, though? It's like, look, and I think you guys are going to agree with me. Like, you know, you look at all the Michael Bay movies, you know, that have come out, right? The last Transformer movies, a lot of cheesy lines, you know, and there were some lines where you're like, what the hell? Why did they even write this into the script? This movie, to me, dude, it's like, we know it's the Turtles, like the cartoons, and there were some cheesy lines, but it was okay. It wasn't too cheesy, but it was just funny and fun from start to end, dude. And it was a movie that I enjoyed quite a bit, man. So, and you know, that's how movies should be. Even though Michael Bay gets a lot of flack, but this guy knows how to make explosions. And when he does make a movie like this, it's like, to me, I think he should get a little bit more credit. But you know, then again, he makes some movies where you're like thinking, why did they even write this into the movie or whatever? But I enjoyed it, dude. It was. I hope that the next Turtle. I want more Turtles, dude, because it was a fun movie, man.
I hope they do.
If they keep it up like that, it's awesome.
I hope they do a number 3. You know, I hope it sells well and they do a number 3.
Well,
if they, I really enjoyed it.
Since they took Shredder, I guess they're taking him to Dimension X. I don't know who else was all frozen in there with him. It might be like inhabitants of Dimension X. It could be the Stone Soldiers or the Neutrinos. You know, other people or other mutants that might be bringing in, like Leatherhead. You know, those are all in the new series, the 2012 animated. Those are, you know, they're all going against the Krang and stuff. So they could be bringing more mutants in, which would be awesome.
Yeah.
Slash and all these other guys in there, you know.
You couldn't tell what other characters were frozen in there, right?
No, I think that was one of the things that they were like, you know, like, oh, now we gotta wait for the next movie to see what the hell. You know,
it was a quick scene. It was like they showed him going into the cryo thing, but you were so focused on him that I'm pretty sure you weren't even looking to your left or your right.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, you know, and that's another thing. I wish they showed Shredder like fighting more with his martial arts. But even the stuff they showed him, like when he was trying to escape from prison or from the convoy, just him those little jumps and stuff. He was like with his hands tied in the back. I was like, man, that was pretty cool. They did a really good job.
Like he needed more screen time in reality, you know.
Hey.
Yeah, I just think they were trying to get more people involved.
Hey, but let's talk a little bit about Krang. But wasn't he badass though, man?
I actually really liked the Krang, the way, you know, the CG or whatever looked. It looked really tight, bro.
Chewed up piece of bubble gum.
I like the comments. I like the comments that I don't know if it was Mike who was giving those comments.
Dude,
Yeah, my guy was like, oh, he's a chewed up. He looks like a chewed up piece of bubble gum. It's like, hey, bubblicious.
but yeah, hey, but you know what though? It's like, and I said it before, and you guys know it, man. It's like all these characters to me, they look like the source, man, and that's the only thing. That's the only thing as a fan of either a series, cartoons, comics is what we all want. And to me, all of them look just like their counterparts, dude. And that's all we wanted. And I thought it was pretty good, man.
Yeah, it's you know you're taking that cartoon and turning it into like reality or the best you can.
You know, I mean, you know how silly it would look if you had Krang as the cartoon. It would look kind of silly, but they changed it up a little bit for the movie. But you still have him in the middle, looks like a bubblegum or whatever, you know. But and you have him.
The machine, the robot looked badass.
Yeah, dude, it was, dude. They were, you know what, dude? Am I the only one that I thought that while I was watching the movie, there were several scenes in the movie, action-wise, when they were getting ready to, you know, get on the Technodrome. You know, they were getting help from the police department. There were several scenes in the movie where I felt like I was watching in a way like a Transformer movies. Like all his movies have that feel with the music and the action. I mean, I enjoyed it, man. It was
they're
awesome.
gonna do. I know they're expanding on, you know, this whole. I'm not gonna say turtles, whatever, but you know, they're doing like the Mask. I don't know if you remember the Mask from the '80s. What is it? ROM. I know they're trying to bring back that those old school characters.
Oh yeah, they're gonna do a crossover of those films.
Yeah, they're doing
it's supposed to be like Mask, G.I. Joe, Transformers all together.
It's called Revolutions. Like I wouldn't mind seeing like Masks on the big screen or ROM as its own movie.
Did you just say? Did you say the '80s Mask?
Yeah.
Dude, the show Mask.
But they're making.
I used to have the figures for those too.
I used to have the '57 Chevy. Remember that one with the flames?
Yeah, they're rebooting all that, dude. They're gonna have one big crossover.
Nice.
So it would be cool, like you know, they're doing it in the comics. It would be cool to have that in the movie, dude. To have all those things cross over, you know.
Hey, you know what? Put Michael Bay on Mask, man. I'm all for it, dude.
Michael Bay. You know what, dude? As long as he's not writing it. He could film it all he wants. He's a good film
one of Michael Bay's best movies, man. It was really good, man.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It had a touch from Michael Bay, but writing wise, it was right. You know, so it was kind of weird.
Hey, so overall though, I gave it a 9. Nelson, what was your score, man?
Solid 9.
Goodell.
Like I say, 8.5. A real strong 8.5.
All right, good stuff. So if you guys don't have anything else, we can move on to the next topic then. All right, okay. So Rogue One in turmoil. So what's going on here, Nelson?
Like any other movie that, you know, just doesn't make the cut, comes out like garbage, and the company's not happy, you know, you got to reshoot. And it's not so much, you know, they said it's not environment reshooting, it's more character. You know, sometimes the guy or girl doesn't capture the part, and they got to re-record the part.
The scene or whatever,
the scene, yeah, the scene. So, you know, that's what I've heard. And in reality, Civil War had reshoots. Nobody's crying about that. Nobody got mad about that. Why is everybody getting all like, oh, it's like, it's just standard Hollywood, dude. You got, if a scene doesn't come out right, you need to re-record it.
Yeah.
It's the way it goes. Just like when you're in the studio recording music and a vocal doesn't come out right, you got to re-record it. It's the way it goes, you know.
Like Civil War, all these other movies that have reshoots, they didn't show, they didn't sit there and make a big deal of it online like they did with this one. Like this one is like all of a sudden like they do reshoots and everyone's going like, oh, ape shit, because like, oh, now that the movie's in turmoil because they're doing reshoots, because everybody's just like talking about it and talking about Civil War. Even Batman vs Superman, a lot of the movies did the reshoots, they just never made a big deal about it, like, oh, the movie's in trouble because they're doing reshoots.
X-Men.
How many times have we seen like deleted scenes and they didn't make it?
Deadpool. Deadpool had mad reshoots, or not reshoots, but like, you know, they worked on parts for a minute because this guy wasn't capturing it.
Of course, the reason why they're making a big deal of it is because of Star Wars, right? But
yeah, exactly. Well, everybody's putting it on the pedestal. You know?
Yeah, here's my take on all of this, though. So, okay, every movie has reshoots, you know, and if they reshoot it, fine, you know, make it better, whatever. I don't know if I'm the only one here, but this is my thought on this whole The Force Awakens. You know, you guys know I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I love The Force Awakens. I saw it so many times. Here's a question I'm gonna ask you, both of you guys. If this movie does not, nice. Hey, but let me ask you this, guys. So, just like any other Star Wars fan, you want Rogue One to be awesome and badass, right? Just like any other Star Wars movie. But if this movie does not surpass The Force Awakens, do you think Disney? Maybe the answer is going to be yes, but do you think Disney sees this as a fail if it doesn't surpass The Force Awakens?
If they do, they're fucking greedy, you know, because
that's what I mean.
Dude, you're not gonna. You can't have everything be $1 billion movie. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
it's gonna hit some people. It's not gonna hit some people. You know.
This is how I feel about these Star Wars movies. Okay, this is gonna be our first Star Wars movie that's not even part of the trilogy, not even part of Episode 8 or 9 or whatever. To me, I'm hoping to get a great movie and a movie that's gonna entertain me from start to end with the whole Star Wars lore or whatever, right? If this movie, if I go into this movie and I enjoy it, but it doesn't surpass The Force Awakens, I'm okay with it, as long as I enjoyed it. You know what I mean? But like you said, Nelson, I think the issue here is like how much money The Force Awakens made, and they're not happy with what they have seen so far. They're going back to reshoot it because they feel like if this movie does not surpass The Force Awakens, then it's a fail.
Yeah.
And, dude, that to me, going in with that mindset, that's pretty bad, man. You know?
They also said that the cut is almost like a war movie, and I don't know if that's what they were going for.
Right.
Which that's what gives off in the trailer. It's not a Star Wars movie. It's not a lightsabers going off. I got a war movie vibe off that trailer.
And if it's a war movie, that's fine with me, dude.
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
That side of the story, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, we really haven't got a film where they just focus just on the rebels. Although films are more about like the dying breed of the Jedi and what happened with the Skywalkers and different aspects. They never really just the rebels itself. And you have like all these heroes that they mention like in the comics or they mention in other type of media that nobody knows what the hell that anybody's talking about. And then so now this film, that's going to highlight those characters. The rebels played a huge part in this universe, and they never get their props. It's always about the Jedi or the dark side and the light side, So that's what I want. I want the story about the about the rebels, like what was going on behind the scenes, like because they played a huge part in this film. I mean,
Nelson, I agree with you though. That trailer gives a war vibe to it,
which is cool.
And it's time, like Goodell said, it's time.
Which is what it was, the rebellion.
Rebel story.
Like when they show the beach scene.
Yeah.
With the what is I forgot what the vehicles are called.
The
AT&Ts.
Yeah, dude. Like that looked badass to me. I wouldn't mind seeing just a war movie. Honestly, Empire Strikes Back. What kind of movie was that?
Yeah, exactly.
It's I don't know what they're expecting. For me, they're being a little bit greedy if they're reshooting because it doesn't have the quality of The Force Awakens.
They need to stop being greedy, man, and just make these movies and go with the flow, dude. Because I think they're gonna be good, and I got a feeling though that if it doesn't surpass Force Awakens, they're gonna be disappointed with it. But
yeah, I mean, and that's gonna also alter, the Han Solo movie and if they do that Boba Fett movie.
Yeah. Now, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think they keep focusing on Jedis because of the whole Star Wars thing, and then this is a movie. I think it's about the rebels, and it's like a war film, and that's what it is—a rebellion.
If you're gonna focus on like a Han Solo movie, obviously he's gonna be like probably trying to steal something and dealing with different characters.
It's gonna be like his earlier years before he met Luke.
It's not going to be a Jedi movie or a Sith movie. You know what I'm saying? So they have to kind of focus on that, It's going
to be that people chasing after him because he owes people money or he swindles people, this and that. That's not, which is fine because I'm fine watching a Han Solo film. Because if you're a fan of those characters, you're a fan of whatever they do, and whatever type of storyline they're going to be doing. So.
No, I agree.
Hey, the last thing I'll say in regards to this whole story, though, is like, now here's my take on episode 8. It better be better than episode 7, dude.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the only exception, dude. Episode 9 must be better than episode 8.
It's supposed to be a darker tone, so we'll see where they take it.
Yeah, dude. I can't wait though. So we'll see what happens though. All right, next topic, dude. What is up with this monster truck trailer, man?
I only saw the preview on Thursday for the first time when I was going to watch Turtles, and yeah, it's kind of weird.
I want to know how that meeting went, like the pitch for this movie. Dude, imagine a monster, and it goes in the truck. It's like, I got a monster truck. And it's like, dude.
Hey, I think the pitch went like this. They probably had a on the board or something. They drew like an octopus-like monster or whatever, and said, "Imagine this monster under a truck." And it just the engine.
It drives the car.
It drives the car. We'll call it. He's like, yeah, and we'll call it Monster Truck. They're like, oh, here's my money. Here's my money.
There must have been a lot of alcohol.
Dude, I think what sold them on the pitch was at the end they're like, not only one truck, several trucks.
A family truck.
They must have had like pieces of like Black Label or something. And they were just like drinking, trying to come up with shit. They're like, monster truck. I don't know, dude. I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at my son's face, and even he was like, what the hell am I watching? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Dude, when Richard posted that,
they must be laundering some money through that film.
when Richard posted that link to bring it up in the podcast, and I saw the trailer, I'm like, he wants to talk about this?
Yeah, I thought he was kidding around. Cause I was like,
dude, and that was
I didn't even hear about that film until I saw the movie. I mean, until I saw Turtles, I saw the preview before I saw that movie. I'm like, what the hell is this?
No, and it was the longest trailer too. Like
it was like, yeah, exactly.
I'm like, what the fuck's the focus on this? You know?
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
It was like I said, I saw the trailer at the when I saw the Turtles, and I'm like, there's nothing about what I just saw. I want to go see that movie. No. Dude,
it might be a cool game. It looks like it could be a cool game.
Yeah, I guess.
Even if the studio gave me a free ticket to go see it so I can review it on this podcast, I'm like, no, sir.
Yeah.
Could you guys
it was weird. It was definitely a weird movie.
Yeah, it looks crazy, man.
The guy who played Havoc is the main actor.
I was like, is Havoc gonna like shoot his powers?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why when I saw him on there, I'm like, oh, cool. He's going to be in another, like, it's like an alien type of movie or whatever. And then when I started seeing what was going on, I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
But you know what? It got us talking about it. So I guess they did their job.
Yeah. you know what's going to be crazy? I got to feel it's going to be one of those movies where everybody goes sees this to see how bad it is, and it turns out to be an actual success.
A really good movie.
$1 billion movie, yeah.
Hey, and it's going to be Monster Trucks 2.
Oh, God. I don't know, man. That's like, it looks bad.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was crazy.
All right, man. That's all I had for the topics, man. Do you guys have anything else to bring up, or you guys good closing it out and stuff?
I guess we're good.
Yeah, we're good?
Yeah. I haven't read Rebirth yet, so that was something I wanted to bring up, but I literally just started reading it.
All right, well, we can probably bring it up next time then. All right, guys, all our listeners and viewers, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Like and subscribe.
Podcast. What now?
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Until then, y'all have a good one.
Peace. What are you doing, bro? Wait, you're gonna.
Hey, I should have had this on when I was talking about Captain America.
Yeah, you should have. What other toys you have back there, bro? What other props you gonna bust out?
I don't know, man. I'll think about it next time. Bust out my Bob costume.